staying. Now, there's growing industrial. There is a growing industrial dispute that could ground operations on the Jubilee Fields 10 project and consequently plunge the country into darkness again. Some rig workers are unhappy at the treatment being meted out to them by their employers on the rig. Now, they say that their salaries and their conditions of service have been varied to their disadvantage, and they feel that there is a deliberate attempt to take advantage of Ghana's weak labor laws. They join me in the studio for more on this. I've got in the studio Jonathan Doku and Simon Lawe Abinu, who are workers, and they will tell me exactly what their problems are, just so we can share it with the rest of the world. Let me start with you, Jonathan. You're both welcome, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So what's the problem really? You think that the conditions of service are varied to your disadvantage? Why would the company want to do anything like that?
I'll leave this to our chairman.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead with that.
What has happened is that we work with Seadrill.
Okay.
It's a foreign company through an agency called SeaWorld. Okay. And we work on the 10 projects and Jubilee Field at large from 2012 to 2016. Now, work based on contract, and our contract is based on yearly renewal.
Okay.
There are conditions of services that are attached to these contracts. We have one that is peculiar to our field because of the dangerous nature of the job, which we call the 13th month, and then the severance. The severance is at the end of the contract, what will be paid to us.
Okay.
Because we know our job is terminal.
Okay.
Now, 2014, normally we used the employer normally come out with a contract without the workers having any say in it. So we joined ICU 2014. We asked that every entitlement that we have should be captured in the 2014 contract, which largely was captured in 2014. So 2015, because of the nature of the job, we tried to ask for increment in our salary and other conditions of service. Unfortunately for us, our employer, which is SeaWorld, came back to the union and told the union that they are now doing contract rebate with Seadrill, so we should give them some time. After that contract rebate, if they have won the contract, they will sit down with us and then
have a conversation about what to give you.
So we gave them the whole year. They were trying to win the contract. We were patient enough for them. And 2016, they made an announcement that they have won the contract. So the union has called them to come to table so that the 2014 contract that they have extended to 2015, they themselves have extended to 2015, will come back and negotiate for a better salary.
That did not happen.
That did not happen.
Okay, what happened instead?
What they did was that they brought a new 2015 contract, which is worse off than the 2014 contract.
What makes it worse off?
They've taken the 30th month, which used to be gross consolidated salary, which means if normally we are not paid monthly, we are paid every 56 days.
Okay.
So that 56 days pay is what we call the gross consolidated salary.
That has been wiped off.
That has been wiped
off. What
and
have you been left with?
With basic, just about a third of what is supposed to be given to us.
Okay.
So we said, why will you give us something which is worse when we are yearning for something which is better? You have not sat with us. They came out with a directive that has been given 2014 by a Petroleum Commission, and that we should sign the contract to just enable us go to the rig to satisfy Petroleum Commission directive. We did comply. The union encouraged us that we should sign an MOU with them. We did sign an MOU, which is in front of you. We signed with them. They agree, everybody signed, that we will sign the contract whilst the union take practical steps
to address the issues that you have raised with your salaries.
Yes.
Okay, so you went for an arbitration.
Yes.
And
that was what. So they were not coming. They were not coming for the negotiation. So we intended going on strike. Okay. Then Petroleum Commission came in again.
Okay.
And directed us to Labour Commission. We were given a roadmap which they largely did not honor. And then that ended up at arbitration.
Okay.
We went to arbitration. We were awarded the payment.
They've not done so.
They've not
So
complied.
as it stands now, what is the situation? You are still expecting your monies to be paid. You're still working and you're still expecting your money to be paid?
Now, unfortunately for us, 2016, latter part of around November, abruptly they left, the rig left, and after 10 days they gave us a letter that unfortunately the rig on which we are working is gone. And
so they can't work with you?
We are redundant. We have been declared redundant. So they've not followed procedure. They are supposed to notify the labor chief labor officer 3 months that there's something like that is coming to happen.
Okay.
And
so,
notify us and notify the union. They have not done such things.
So right now the rig is no longer there.
Yes.
So there's no work for you to do.
Yes, we were declared redundant, but we have not been paid whatever entitlement that is due us. We have not been paid so far.
Okay. We also mentioned that there's a threat of industrial action. Are there other workers who are still at post working now who, if they should go on any industrial action that would affect the generation, the country's generation of power? Is there anything like
Yes.
that? Let me throw that to Jonathan.
He handles
handles everything. Okay.
Holistically.
All right.
Because we are in a union and we have affiliates with other workers on the rig. What is happening to us right now will be happening to others maybe a year or two. So we have spoken to some of them who are currently active working on the field.
Okay. And they have decided to go on an industrial
strike. Yes, we will join
go on a
hands
strike
with them and make sure we'll be attack ready and prevent every single soul that want to embark onto the rig or whatever rig that is operating now.
That they should not work.
We will sit down and wait until this matter is resolved, because we have gone through various steps that authorities that are regulating the field to bring this a finality to this, but it will not happen.
But is that will it be legal if you're going to? I mean, you are not working. Your rig is no longer at where it's supposed to be, and so you are not working. Is it legal for you to continue to encourage other people whose rigs are available? And what's the confidence level that they will even listen to you and go on that strike?
That is left for Ghana to witness on the day. Whether we are union, whether we are union, we have unity in workers or not. Ghana will find out very soon. That we have been speaking, we are in constant talk with them, because they are being meted out with the same kind of
treatment.
Treatment.
So they also foresee that if they don't take any action now, what is happening to you will probably happen to them.
What we are doing now will set a precedent that people who are in authority to regulate this field will sit up and begins to put measures in place to regulate the field, so that the agencies which are taking advantage of workers who bend their back and put food on their table, they are rather saying that they are putting food on our table. Whilst in the midnight, 28 days, 12 hours a day, I stayed there and worked just for them to get whatever is due them. They say they are putting food on our table and that they will treat us the way they want.
What is your role on the rigs, and how does it contribute to the power generation in this country?
I'm assistant.
If you can make it very brief, not just you, all of you, the workers, the rig workers, and all that you do.
We have rastabout, we have assistant drillers, we have DPOs, we have mechanics, engine room operators.
So if you guys are not working, then power generation will be affected.
Nothing will happen on the field, because these machineries need to continue working for you to produce whatever you are producing.
Okay.
If these guys agree with us that they are not going to work, it means we are going to shut down whatever is happening there.
Whatever is happening where?
If what is happening on FPSO, if we
which of the FPSOs?
The two of them.
Okay.
And then Max Voyager, we are in constant talk with our brothers over there that this is what is happening.
Okay.
We had a demonstration. TV3 has covered that, and I'm saying
this is Joy News.
Yes. And they have heard that, so they have spoken to us and they are in agreement with us. So we are saying that we are doing this underground, and very soon, if the authorities who are supposed to speak to this issue, they have not come to bring finality to
then
this.
you go on strike.
Yes.
Who are
Then,
these authorities that you want to hear you on this matter?
Fortunately, there is a new energy minister. He can step in to avert the eventuality.
So the energy minister, and who? The NPA?
Yes.
National Petroleum Authority. And
anybody that has the voice that regulates the field, that give license to these agencies, must act now.
Okay. You're talking about going on strike. Which dates are you looking at?
That will be hold to our chest, because we have to make sure that it's legal. We will first write to the chief labor officer, and we'll pass every necessary step to bring that to fruition.
I see. So right now, what has to be done to prevent you from going on the strike?
We are calling on the agencies that regulate the agents.
Hold on. It's if you say the agencies that regulate the agents, we need you to be a bit specific so they can hear you. Good.
We are calling on the Petroleum Commission that give license to these agencies to operate, to make sure that they call on these agents. That SeaWorld in particular is the one that we are talking about. SeaWorld Engineering Limited. Mm-hmm. They should call on him to honor the contractual obligation that he had with its workers, to avert this unfortunate
strike.
Yes.
Okay, I see. We'll have to end the conversation here. I believe that your concerns have been very well articulated, and I hope that they've heard you. Even though, Jonathan, you didn't say anything. How is this affecting you, really?
It's affecting the whole workforce within the oil industry, because the agency gives you a contract. When you honor your contract, they don't honor their contract, the part of the contract.
This is something that has been going on for how long?
It goes on. I have been working for over 5 years. It goes on. When it's time for them to honor their part, they'll start giving you stories.
Okay.
And they can tell you in the face that you can take them anywhere. They won't pay.
Is it the same thing? Are the working conditions the same for the experts? Because we know that they bring experts in and they work with them as well.
No, the experts work directly with the oil company.
Okay.
But we are contracted through an agency, because they say under the labor law of Ghana, we can be taken directly. Okay. Which we have issues with.
Okay. So
that also has to be addressed by the...
Other African
hold on, please, Land, yeah.
Which has to be addressed by the agencies.
Okay.
Because we know you can work just for 6 months with an agency, then you can be taken directly. But in our case, they said it can't be done. It can never be done.
So personally, how is it affecting you?
Personally, I had to wait for about 3-4 months before we agreed on an MOU to pay us what they claim they want to pay. Even though our contract states that we should be given the gross.
Okay.
So we will push it further to the court. We told them. So then they will come to and respond to the court whether they are paying or not.
Okay. Is it affecting your family? Is it affecting how you live?
It's affecting my family, because I'm expecting this amount of money and I have my plans and my budget.
Okay.
Then you slash it to 1/3 and tell me to take it home and clap for you.
Okay. You had a point to make, then we wrap up this conversation.
Even the one that he agreed to pay to workers, it's not everybody that has been paid. He keep on paying in tots, what we call in tots. He'll give one batch, and then there will be dispute about it. You go to his office and direct that his accountant, the CEO of SeaWorld.
The CEO of SeaWorld. What's his name, please?
Alfred Fafali.
Okay. So he pays you in tots.
Yes, and then he will tell us that the accountant is sick, and whenever the accountant recovers from the sickness, then he will pay the rest.
Okay.
That's what he told us yesterday.
Your final words.
And it's affecting some of us. Some of us who have not received our severance for him.
Okay.
A majority of the people, he keep on telling them the stories.
Okay.
We work for our families, and there are dependent in Ghana. When you employ one person, you have other people that you take care of. So if you have not honored your contractual obligation with us, it means you are affecting a
chain of people.
Yes.
Let me take your final words on this, and then we wrap up. What will be the final message that you want to put across briefly?
Briefly, to the goodness of the country, we have oil in the country. That's good news. Depending on how we handle this issue, it might be a blessing or a curse. I'm urging the authorities, the Minister of Energy, to make sure we put all the structures in place so that this oil will be a blessing to the country.
Okay. So we will try and get to Alfred Fafali. What's the surname again? Alfred Fafali Agadagu.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. We've been trying to reach him for his comments on this matter, but he has declined to comment. But we'll obviously be following up on this story. I believe that your concerns have been well articulated and it has been heard. Hopefully, you get some responses that are favorable to you.
My final comment is that if we don't have the framework for the field, we have sister Africa countries like Nigeria, Angola, Equatorial Guinea, where there's a framework to how nationals are supposed to be treated, okay, and how the foreign companies are supposed to treat us as workers. You understand? Our skill set is not anything that you can pick anybody from the street and send him there.
Okay.
You have to be trained. And these agencies that are fronting that they are our employers, they don't add any value to you. It is the expert companies, the companies, the direct companies that, yes, they normally invest in our training.
Okay.
Because to me, for instance, I went to school and I was employed by a foreign company and was given to an agency to manage.
So the point you were making was that these people don't
add any value to
any value.
Yes.
Okay. Is that the point you wanted to make?
Yet they take the large chunk of the
money
of the money,
okay,
depriving us of everything.
Okay, I see. Thank you very much. I'll say a very big thank you that you came, Jonathan Boy Doku, and Simon Lawe Avino. Simon Lawe Avino is chairman of the union.
Yes.
Of the
Westlow Workers Union.
Westlow Workers Union. Okay, and he came along with his partner Jonathan Boy Doku. They are rig workers, and they are saying that they've not been treated fairly. Their working conditions are poor, and they believe that monies that are expected to be paid them have not come through. Not that they believe that they have not received those monies. They're calling on the energy minister to act. Well, that is a starting point perhaps for the energy minister as he just warms up into his position at that ministry. Okay.